I don't know about you, but I am always on the lookout for games, and I often find myself browsing around on Steam or GOG looking for my next gaming fix. Well, color me surprised when I found a game not on either one of those platforms, but on Twitter of all places. That's right, I found a cool looking game on Twitter by total chance. This game was created by DataBlob, a solo game developer from Germany who has a deep passion for video games. I was intrigued by what I saw, and decided to reach out and offer up some kind words of encouragement, not thinking much of it at the time. But lo and behold, this lovely fellow responded and even offered me the chance to playtest his game. I'd never tested anything before in my life, but I leapt at the chance. I loved what I played and vowed to make a little video once the demo was launched so I could sort of help in spreading the word to one and all. And so, here I am. But of course, me telling you to go off and play some random game isn't going to be enough to convince you, so let me do what I do best and show you. And to do that, we're going to have to take a quick little look at DataBlob's 2024 demo release of Dragon Mage. And don't worry your pretty little head about spoilers, because there's none of those here, pal, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, since this is just a demo and has no real story, I do know for a fact that some lore and NPCs will be added further down the line, which is awesome, but as of right now, there is no story. But you know how I roll, so I'm just gonna sit here and make up my own super silly story. So, enjoy my Dragon Mage improv story. Many, many moons ago, a powerful mage who could wield various powers sought to fill an empty void within his life. You see, he had everything he could ever ask for in life, a neat hat, fantastic beard, a sweet mage tower to house all his artifacts, but there was one thing he didn't have, and that was a family. However, that all changed when one day, while he was out in the desert collecting prickly pears for his world-famous chilled prickly pear and pineapple smoothie, he stumbled upon an egg. Now, of course, this was no normal egg. This was a special egg. A dragon egg. Knowing how special this egg was, our heroic mage picked it up and took it back to his sweet mage tower. For the next 7 days, the mage would sit upon the egg to keep it warm. However, on the 8th day, the egg burst open and inside was a small black dragon. The little dragon took one look at the mage and in perfect English, that it somehow already knows, said, "Papa!" From that day forward, the mage raised the small dragon as his own child until one day there was a knock at his door. It was some sort of orc man surrounded by evil-looking skeletons. The orc explained to the mage that they knew he stole their dragon egg, which they were going to use to feed their leader, the King of the Sand Dunes, as an omelet, and now they tracked him down and want the egg back. When the mage told them that the egg had already hatched, they were furious and attacked him. The battle was extremely short-lived. The mage cast a protective ice shield around himself and laid down a fiery pentagram underneath the evil foes and roasted them all where they stood. The mage knew that this was only the beginning, and more would come to try to take away his dragon. So, rather than wait around for the next attack, he grabbed his staff, put on his best hat and robes, and ran out back to the desert to confront the King of the Sand Dunes. Once in the desert, the mage fought off wave after wave of enemies, each stronger than the last. They all crawled out from beneath the sands because secretly underneath all the sands on everywhere is a sort of hidden sandy paradise. So that's what's underneath all the desert. Some may call me crazy and think it's a conspiracy, but no. That's what's underneath all deserts. I swear. Anyway, they kept trying to surround him, and for a moment, it seemed like they might actually win. But the mage had something special. The mage put his fingers in his mouth and whistled loudly, and then out of nowhere, his dragon flew to his aid, and the two rained down fireballs, slaying all who stood in his way. When all the enemies were defeated, the ground rumbled, and out from beneath the sands rose the King of the Sand Dunes himself. The king was very angry the mage stole his egg because he was really looking forward to that dragon egg omelette, and he was also quite upset about his minions being killed too, but not as much as that omelette. Minions are replaceable, but a dragon egg omelette? That's once in a lifetime, baby. The king flew into a hangry rage and attacked the mage with all his might, but with the combined strength of the mage and the dragon and the power of family, they slayed the evil king of the sand dunes, and as he lay there dying on the hot desert sand, the king chuckled because there are more out there who were also looking forward to eating that omelette, and they'll come for the dragon and the mage, and after that ominous warning, the king faded beneath the sands. The mage looked at the dragon and knew what they had to do. Slay all the nasty evil monsters who were coming their way. The end. Now, of course, like I said earlier, this was my own very dumb story and has nothing to do with the story or the lore the developer has in mind going forward. Still, if I had to rate my story, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It loses a point because even though I'm the best storyteller in the world, no story is perfect. Not even one of mine. Now, let's talk about the gameplay super quickly. Black Dragon Mage is a fantasy action roguelike shooter and plays exactly how you'd expect, especially if you've played games it's been inspired by, such as Vampire Survivors, Death Must Die, 20 Minutes Till Dawn, and even a small sprinkling of Bomberman in there as well, just for good measure. You'll select your gear, which of course at first will be slim pickings, then head off to the first level, where the only goal is to survive for the next 15 minutes. Now, at first you'll most likely perish because, well, you don't have much equipment, but have no fear because in death, there is still a new chance at life. You see, over the course of your battles, you'll pick up gold which you can then use to purchase newer items or weapons at the end of each game back in your mage tower. And with these new items, you'll have a far greater chance at survival in the next game you play. But that's not all. As you slay your foes across the various levels, you'll earn experience points, which you can then use to spend on upgrades for your mage in each fight, or round, or whatever you want to call it. These can range from more charges for your staff, letting you attack more often before needing to recharge your staff, or shooting more projectiles at once, moving around the level faster, or increasing your maximum hearts or health. Aside from that, you can also learn various spells upon leveling up, and these spells can really help out in a tight jam. My personal favorite is the Spiral Strike attack and the Shield of Frost. The Spiral Strike pretty much does what it sounds like. It launches a ton of projectile blasts in a spiral radius around the arena. think of it as a screen-clearing AoE attack, and the Shield of Frost protects you from incoming attacks for a short time and also pushes enemies away. But you don't need to copy me. There are plenty of ways to customize your playthrough and see what works best for your own particular style of gameplay. For a super quick example, maybe the Fire Staff just isn't for you. Well, pick up and try out the Ice Staff and combine its freezing abilities with the bomb AoE spell called Decanted Dragon Breath to just shatter your frozen foes. I don't know why that was a bit of a tongue twister. As for my own personal favorite staff to use, I like the Shadow Staff. It kind of reminds me of the Necromancer from Diablo, which just makes me feel cool, so there's that. Now, weapons, items, level ups, and spells are all well and good, and one might even say that they're an important and integral part to any good video game. But let me tell you where the real fun lies. And that is riding on top of your very own dragon. That's right, it's your one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. Oh, that's gonna get cut out of this video for sure. Oh well. While riding high atop your dragon, you're able to pretty much avoid all damage dealt to you, and it will help you, very much help you, get you out of any tight jam or situation you might be in. The only thing the dragon can't help you out with is a special foe that will spawn into the level, and that foe is the very Reaper itself. This powerful foe can not only deal damage to you, but when it does, it steals away one of your hearts. And, well, that sucks, so it's best to avoid him at all costs. Aside from all of that going on, you'll also have stage hazards to watch out for, such as little bombs or cactuses, and even enemy barriers that they'll place you in to try to trap you. These minor things assure you, the player, won't become too zoned out, which is actually something I kind of enjoy. A lot of the time, these types of games will get you into a sort of zen-like state of mind, which, don't get me wrong, is fine, but I do often wish there was something now and again to just mix it up a little bit, and thankfully this game does have that. Sometimes, as crazy as this sounds, I do kind of wish there was like a little more stage hazards in the game, or maybe at least if there was the ability to turn them on or off, depending on however you wanted to play. Some people might like the stage hazards, some people might not, and that's up to you. Another thing I really enjoy about this game was how easy it is to just pick up and play, especially if you're on the go with the Steam Deck. And that's because it was designed with the Steam Deck in mind, with that quick pick up and play mentality, like a small juicy snack to have on the go. It isn't overly complex as well. It's easy and accessible enough for younger audiences to just pick up and play, and that is amazing. A lot of these games tend to be really overly complex, and some audiences might be put off by that, especially the younger ones, but this one isn't like that, so that's really, really good. I'd also like to just quickly shout out the soundtrack, which has tracks created by the developer along with the main menu theme that was created by Zach Goodfellow, who is a fantastic composer and all-round nice guy. I follow him on Twitter, and he's very passionate about music, and in this game has done a fantastic job composing that main menu theme. So shout out to you, Zach, if you're watching. Now, you might be wondering what I personally like to eventually make its way into the game, and I do have a few suggestions. I'd love to see more staff types, maybe like a cool acid spraying staff that deals low but continuous damage to enemies along with slowing them down. Or maybe a spell that sucks enemies into a type of black hole, dealing massive damage to them. Another fun little addition to spice it up, at least combat, would be spell combinations. Like, let's say you pick up, in the game you can pick 3 spells, so let's say, and then upgrade those spells with level ups, but let's say you max out one spell to its maximum capacity, and then you've got another spell which is maxed out to its maximum capacity, And then when you level up again, you might, due to the RNG, might see a more powerful spell that's the combination of the two. So, for example, like maybe the bomb, the decanted dragon breath explosive, that combined with, say, the frost shield, might, instead of just explode, it explodes into like icy projectiles that freeze all enemies surrounding it. Something like that. I just throwing it out there. I have no idea if that's good suggestions or not, but that I would like to see more little additions to spice up combat like that. However, not all is perfect with this game, and it does have its downsides, and that is you cannot make the mage wear a beanie. You can take his hat off, but you can't have him wear a beanie. And all the coolest people wear beanies, you know, like your 27th favorite YouTuber. Me. I'm cool. I know that because my mum told me so. So, Data Blob, the ball's in your court now. What are you gonna do about this? Fix this amazing oversight right here. This is... Oh, God. Fix it. Of course, I'm kidding, but honestly, I do enjoy this game. Still, that aside, these are just a few of my suggestions, and I highly doubt any of my ideas would make it into the game, but thankfully, if you have better ideas or you find bugs in your own playthrough of Black Dragon Mage, DataBlob, the developer, has a Discord set up for that very reason, which is easily accessible via the link on the game's main menu. Now, I'm going to shut up about gameplay, because I want you all to go out there, download the game on Steam or itch.io, and I'll link both of those links in the description or a pinned comment below. So that's all I want to say about gameplay. Get out there, give it a go, and let me know what you think. So, let's move on to my final thoughts. Black Dragon Mage may just be a demo, but it's a demo that shows that this game has extreme potential. It has a beautiful art style that kind of reminds me of The Legend of Zelda, and to be honest, kind of has that same old school SNES vibe. And as you know, I love a good old school game. It's a simple game with a low barrier to entry, and that combined with the Steam Deck in mind means anybody can play at any time, no matter where you are. You could pop this in front of your kids and let them have fun for a little while too, which is wonderful. As I've stated before, I personally know for a fact that this game is going to grow into something wonderful. There are plenty of updates that are in the works right now, as of the recording of this, that DataBlob has allowed me to share with all of you, such as NPCs, lore, hatching a dragon out of an egg, more spells, more abilities, more weapons, different types of dragons, secrets to find, and achievements. Whew. There's also a few other things that have been shared with me, but that stuff is secret, so shh, can't tell you. It's a secret. It's a secret. Shh. The passion DataBlob has is crystal clear, and that's wonderful to me. Making a game is not only a long process, but a hard one to boot, and I have immense respect for anybody in game development. To have an idea, and to take that idea and create something out of nothing is amazing. I wanted to make this video to showcase this demo, not because I played tested it, or not because I'm getting paid for it, which I'm not, by the way, just to make that crystal clear. I just wanted to make this video because I was inspired to help this little game grow and to share it with all of you watching. I wouldn't ever steer you astray. I am honest with my videos, and I do believe in the potential of this game. So go out and give the demo a try, join the Discord, share your thoughts, and spread the word. Now that aside, DataBlob has shared with me that this game will be released sometime in Q1 of this year, and that it will be priced, and I quote now, around the price of a good cup of coffee. Oh, and that the game will also be participating in the Steam Next Fest on February 5th of 2024. Just dating it just in case anybody was like, oh really? in like 2027 or something. Well, I can't wait. Anyway, that's it, pals. That's all I have to say about Black Dragon Mage. I've been excited to talk about this one for a little while now, and it's good to finally get this video out and hopefully spread the word. Remember, the game is a demo, so it's totally free, and all it's going to cost you is the time it takes to download. With that said, I'd like to thank the people who have made this video wonderfully possible, and that is the members of the Lycan Colony, such as Family Dog, Ben M, Anya the Khajiit, yes, such good things, yes, David Welch, TJ and Jack, Aaron Nelson, no relation to Camp Nelson from Fallout New Vegas, if one can even be related to a place that is, Amelia, Pizza Rolls, Adam Myers, and the newest member to undergo the great joining and also undergo it while live on stream, the Elder Irish. Welcome to the Lycan Colony, pal. Welcome. Oh, hey, I totally forgot. I added new perks to the Lycan the Lycan Colony. If you join, I added in emotes and a Discord for people who would want to hang out in a Discord and share memes and talk about video games or I don't know. I have no idea. Look, I don't know what Discord is really used for, so there you go. It's there if you'd want it or needed those extra incentives to join. No pressure. It's all good. Seriously. Aside from that new news, I just wanted to let everybody know that if you haven't noticed, I am streaming Baldur's Gate 1 and will do Baldur's Gate 2 and 3 whenever I get around to them. I was kind of hoping to get the Baldur's Gate video in the video series out, by now, but it turns out Baldur's Gate is quite a long game with many, many side quests I often get distracted with. But hey, if you want to come in, hang out, or if you can't join because of the time, there's also the VODs to check out if you're interested in that and can watch in your own time. Aside from that, that's all I had to say. I'm going to go. I've talked your ear off long enough. Thanks again to DataBlob for letting me test this game, and that's it. Peace out, pals!